Oh boy. Alright, my hair wants to be messy today, so whatever. So today we're going to be talking all about confidence and basically how you're going to get everything that you want out of life. So today I'm going to be sharing with you something that I learned 2 or 3 years ago, around that time frame, that completely changed my life. So much that when people see me now that knew me then, they're like, whoa, like things are completely different for you than they were then. So just kind of like a little flashback. I used to be in a really shitty place, and I hate that word, and I'm sorry that I have to even use that on my channel, and if it offends anybody, but I really was in a shitty place. Like, holy crap, things were just not good for me. I would wake up every day wanting to just go back to sleep. Like, I was like, things would just be better if I'm sleeping, so I'm just gonna go back to sleep. I'd skip classes. This was all when I was in college. I'd skip classes. I was on the verge of getting kicked out of school, which was heartbreaking to me. Even in like my like silly state of mind that I was in, that I like didn't care about life, I still didn't want to get kicked out of school and all my family's money be like down the drain, and the loans that I was taking out. Like, it was really important to me to get a finance degree or a business degree, just anything. It was really, that was all really important to me. So a part of me knew I wanted to live out my goals, but I wasn't doing anything about it. So I was on the verge of getting kicked out of school. All the work that I've done that far to even get to where I was gonna all be going down the drain. I didn't really have good friends. I had like, you know, those friends that aren't really good friends to you, but they're like your friends. I don't know. And things were just not good. Like, they were really bad. And I knew though that I wanted to change things, and things didn't happen overnight. That went on for a while. I let it go that far, and it's really bad to think about, but I used to sleep all the time. I would wake up in the morning, do what I had to do, like things that I'm like, well, I have to do this. Do what I had to do, and then go right back to sleep. I'd like take naps. I would take a nap before I would take a nap, like crazy. Like, it just sickens me now that I was like always sleeping, but it's because I wanted to avoid the life I was living. It was just easier to sleep. So that's what I did. So one night I was laying in bed and I was just like, you know what? I need to start reading a book, or I need to do something, but things have got to change, because things were getting like so out of hand, and it was not good. I didn't feel good on the inside. I always felt sick, and I felt like my back hurt, and it was just like, it was just all unhappiness. So I decided that I was just gonna start reading like crazy. I was gonna try to read 2 books in a week, and I was just gonna fill my mind with things that were going to make me happy. So that's what I did, and I was reading like between 2 to 3 books in a week. Like, I was still not doing good in school because I wasn't reading the books that I was supposed to be reading, but I was reading books that were making me feel good, which then helped me in school. So it all did end up working out. I ended up getting my degree, and all that ended up working out. So then after all the reading that I did and kind of gaining thoughts from each book and kind of putting them all together, I basically figured out that, you know what? I am no longer going to believe the negative things that people say to me. So when someone says something negative, you know what? I'm going to choose not to believe that. And I figured out ways that I was going to filter those thoughts out. Basically what I would do is, if somebody said something a little bit nasty to me, or something that just didn't sit well with me, I would just be like, okay. No need to fight back, no need to retaliate, just okay. And I would start doing something else. Or I would think about something happy. You guys know I love the beach. I would start thinking about vacation, the beach, and basically I would tune that person out. That's it. Easy as that. You know? Easy as that. I remember somebody wrote something a little bit nasty on my Facebook page, like, oh, you wore that, LOL. Like, just things that, like, you know they're kidding, but you're like, no, you're not. Like, things like that. All right, just delete it. Whatever. Don't choose to believe the negative things about yourself. And basically, once I started thinking like that, I thought, well, maybe I could start thinking of things that I like about myself and things that I would not change with anybody. So then when I combined both of those together, things in my life started changing drastically. First of all, the people that would feel comfortable in college to just come up and say whatever they wanted to me, like mean things, like things to put me down, no longer wanted to do that anymore. It was just this presence I had that they didn't feel the need to even bring me down. They didn't care. It was like, you know what, all right, we'll go pick on somebody else. And I brought that presence with me everywhere I went. I would start meeting people randomly, and people wanted to help me do things, and it was crazy. Like, things just started changing. And I remember my teacher was like, I don't know what's different about you, but something's completely different, and I like what I'm seeing. You know, you're working harder, and you're getting along with your classmates, and things are going really well for you. And that was all because of 2 things that I did. I chose not to believe the negative things that people said about me, or even things that I say about myself. Like, you know how we can all kind of get down on ourselves and woe is me? I didn't do that anymore, and I wasn't going to believe anything that anybody said to me as well. So yes, we can control what we say, but we can also control what other people say. And the way to do that is not even thinking about it. Don't even give it a second thought. When somebody says something that's nasty, doesn't sit well with you, don't think about it. Forget it, okay? That's just a reflection of how they feel, and that's what you really need to think about. Once you can see it like that, I'm sorry. It's like a really nice day out, and my landlord is walking around with no shirt on, and that's really weird outside. That's so weird. No, you can't control that somebody's going to blurt out something and maybe embarrass you or write something mean on a picture or hate or whatever. You can't control that, but you can control how you feel inside about what they said. Do you know what I mean? And you can choose to just forget about it. It just, all right, that's a reflection how you feel. And now I know that you're really unhappy, and that sucks for you. Basically things like that. When people try to bring you down and make little remarks that are just, why did you say that? Like, who says that? It's just a reflection of how they feel, and now they just kind of showed you like, hey, I'm really unhappy and I'm trying to bring you down because you look like you're pretty happy. Once I started doing that, things just changed. I started feeling good about myself, and I realized like, hey, I am smart and I can do this and I can do that, and things changed. I ended up doing so well in school. Like, my dean even came and congratulated me. He was like, wow, like, we've never had a student that was at this GPA that went to that GPA. Like, it was insane. Like, the fact that I just turned it on because I like believed in myself. Only choose to believe the good in yourself, and don't choose to believe the bad, whether it's coming from yourself and you're your own worst enemy, or whether it's coming from somebody else. Choose not to believe it. It doesn't matter. Yes, there's things that we're all not good at, and I'm not saying, you know, sit here and me say I could be a professional football player tomorrow because I'm good at everything. I'm not saying that. I'm saying choose to believe that you can do whatever you want to do. If you want to start a YouTube channel, start a YouTube channel. If you're like, well, I'm afraid of what people might say. Why? What are they going to say? And think about what they're going to say. What's the worst that they can say? Okay, now picture them saying it. Are you still breathing? Yes. Is your YouTube channel still running? Yes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me that if nobody watches this video. Things like that just, they don't bother me anymore. And I probably could have never had a YouTube channel 2 or 3 years ago when I was in that bad place. Like, never. Because I just wouldn't have had the confidence to sit here and talk to you guys and show you what I look like with no makeup on. And I don't know, maybe people from my town are watching and making fun of me. Like, well, so what? What are they doing with their lives? Nothing. Like, it doesn't matter. So once you start feeling really good about yourself, so many things open up, like in your love life and job-wise and good grades, and it was just crazy. Like, it's just crazy how just tricking your mind into thinking all these things and just seeing the good, it's just crazy what it can do. So I just encourage everybody to just take that with you today. Tell yourself something good about yourself. Whatever you've been feeling negative about yourself, don't believe that anymore. And don't believe when people say mean things to you, because it's just a reflection of how they feel. And it's kind of sad if you think about it, because they're just really unhappy. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope this video helped, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.